Hi everybody. Welcome to another episode to On the Couch at Hookit. Myself Ibrahim from Hookit Cost and Customs. And one of our honored guests here today is Andro Rousseau. Andro Rousseau, I need to get that right. Andro Rousseau is from West Coast. He'll give you a bit of details about his club angling. He fishes for Langebaan Shore Angling.
Langebaan Shore Angling.
That's your audience out there, man. So let's give them a show here today.
Let's go. Right. Let's have a go.
Okay, there we go. So Andro was really here to talk to us a bit about his angling club, which is Langebaan Shore Anglers, and a little bit about his accolades in terms of angling, and some family add-ons over there as well. So, Andro, I need to say a huge welcome to On the Couch, and thank you very much for honoring us for the invitation to come on. Really appreciate it. Just to let you guys know, Andro drove all the way from Paul to be here this morning, and you put a lot of your own things aside before you came here. So we really appreciate that, but let's get into it. Andro, you fish for, let's hear.
I fish for Langebaan. Okay, let's start it off with, first of all, thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
I fish at Langebaan Angling Club. We're part of the West Coast. You get your borders are West Coast, Western Province, Boland. So we're on the West Coast.
Okay.
We've got 5 clubs in the West Coast, and we all fish under the SASA rules and regulations. Okay. But I fish for Langebaan, and I represented West Coast, the A side in the nationals.
In the nationals as well. Okay.
So yeah, that's it. That's what where I fit in. That's my.
Okay.
I'm the one of those, and I'm the leading captain of the Langebaan.
Okay, so you're club captain as well.
Yes, I'm club captain.
Okay, well that's also nice to have a captain here today in the seat. Andro, lovely stuff. So I always say that we always share information, and when we share information, it's always nice to know that the information comes from a credible source. If I had to ask you roughly how many years are you angling, and I'm not talking about in terms of competitive, I'm just talking about general angling from social to where you are now. How many years? Share with us.
Okay, let me do it. I've caught my first galleon at Royals, there by the Royals.
Yeah.
When I was 4 years old.
I don't want to ask you your age, but roughly
46 years ago.
46 years ago, you were 4 years old. Okay, it must have been a nice fight for you that.
It was actually a nice fight. And up to today, it's my biggest galleon. It weighed 2.7 kilos. So remember when you start fishing, that first of all, that first one you galleon, the first cobby, your first shad, your first braggy, whatever, that sticks to you.
That is the thing. So it's not always about the biggest fish, but the accolade that you've continued catching this species. No, that's nice. So if I must ask you, what was your personal best? Okay, what is your biggest fish that you caught in the range of edible?
My biggest was a cob, 34.7 kilos.
There we go.
No, sure. That was in Stilbaai.
Right.
And then, my galleon.
Yeah.
My biggest stem brush was in measurement size was 82 centimeters.
Okay.
That's edible. Then a lot of
non-stem.
A lot of small Cape Stumpies and all that. Never measured them for big time, but yeah.
So if I must ask you this, I mean that is not shabby. 34.7. I mean my personal best was the 34 as well. So if I must ask you, for example, let's move on to regional fishing. So when I talk about the region itself, you guys are West Coast anglers in terms of that is where your league is. So I know through winter there isn't much happening on the edible side. Non-eds,
they go quiet. You get your cow sharks.
Right.
They're like a winter species outside, all over.
Yeah.
You get your odd eagle, blue ray. They're there, but they're not in that numbers
as in winter. So at West Coast, South Coast, basically the same. It's only the East Coast that's prevalent through winter.
They
While we go on, we'd just like to tell you guys that our podcast today has been effected and sponsored by Go Frost Chillers. These guys are an amazing group of guys, very efficient, always willing to innovate on things and listen to the clients. So just letting you know that Go Frost found you guys very important to say that they'll be prepared to jump in on today's podcast, guys. So a shout out to Go Frost Chillers and thank you very much. So
while you're on Go Frost, can I add something quickly?
Yeah.
You know this little hipster?
Yeah.
You know that there's no West Coast angler, and I know there's a lot of us that don't have one.
Specifically from GoFrost?
Specifically, GoFrost. There's a lot of GoFrost. There's a lot of other brands.
Yeah.
But this is one of our key essential equipment that we can't go without.
So, Andro, what I'd like to ask you is that we now moving into summer, and as a tackle store owner, we start seeing sales on the rise. And one of our popular things are that Langebaan has been very quiet with stump nose for a while.
Stump nose didn't went on the limb.
Okay.
There was a lot of stump nose the whole season.
I'm not talking about specifically last year, I'm talking about even the previous year.
Even previous years.
Okay.
The oaks on the boats got plenty of stumps.
And the shore guys?
They got plenty. They got big stumps. There was nice size stumps.
Okay.
The smaller stumps were a bit gone, but they were in the deep water.
What are good spots for people to go and look for that specific stump? I mean, just off the cuff.
Okay, let's make it easy, because some of the spots are you got to walk.
Yeah.
The good spots you got to walk. You got to walk big time. But everybody knows where the government slip is. The government jetty is.
Yeah.
To the right of the government jetty.
That's where the little slip is.
The little slip is.
Yeah.
In between there. Awesome spot for your bigger stumps.
Okay.
Then onto, if you go to the left hand side of the government jetty, you go onto
with
fauna and flora is, where the wall is.
Yeah.
Right in front of the wall, you can fish.
Okay.
And then there's two spots that I like to fish. I'll give it away. I don't mind. Langebaan has got by the yacht club. Yeah. If you go stand right by where your yachts are lying in the bay, go to the right, you'll see this little rock.
Yes.
It opens up on low tide.
Okay.
I can stand on that rock so I can get distance into the gully at the back there.
Okay.
And then by that's Melissa's favorite spot for fishing, because she can't cast as far as that.
Okay.
If you get to the yacht club, to the left of the yacht club, there's a little wreck there. Just walk, there's a little, we call it the drum. You'll see the drum there. You can park there. If it's a 30-meter cast more than enough, because you're right into the deep water. So you can actually take anglers that's not comfortable fishing, you can take them there.
Andro, thank you very much for that. So for what I'd like to ask you is to share with the guys, what size hook do you use for stump nose? And besides, I know we're just talking about stump nose, but the West Coast offers more than just stump nose species. But while we're on stump nose, say for ons man, klein akkies, groot akkies, speak to us about hooks.
I prefer, my personal opinion is I use circles, that's it. 1/0 and 2/0 circle.
Are you going so big? 2/0 circle for stump?
Yeah.
And you're whipping them?
I'm whipping them. Have you seen how big a stump mouth is?
Yeah, you know.
Let's make a comparison quickly. You caught, how many carp have you caught in your lifetime?
Sure, I can't count, but quite a bit.
What size hook do you use?
The biggest I go is 7/0.
Okay, that's a 7.
Carp's got a big bit.
Yeah, exactly. So when I go fishing for carp, for big carp, I go 8 to 9 and 10 because the carp's mouth is this big.
Yeah.
The same with the stump. It looks small, but if it opens up, it's big. You can go up to 2/0.
So I know. Look, I mean, circle hooks is something that came late into years of fishing as well. I still got a lot of diehards as multiply guys that say, nah, I don't believe in a circle. But I must be honest with you, I've never tried a circle on a stump, but this year I'm going to, now that you mention it. Right.
Why not? Remember, you can do your circle on anything out there.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about the circle, and that's one of the things that we promote our side of competitive angling. I take my barbs off my circles.
You take it off?
Yeah.
And then?
If you unhook it, for small fish, you take your barb off.
Oh, yes. For the release again, you mean?
For the release again, it's unhooking, it makes it easy. Yeah. Especially when you get youngsters fishing. You'll see when you get, they struggle with getting that circle out, or even a jay hook out. But with a jay hook, you can't get a youngster to fish with a jay. Without a barb, because if they give that little slack, it's gone.
Slack is gone, yeah. So tell me something. So best times of year. So here, guys, we pertaining this to fairly new anglers. We know there's a lot of the old gesoute manne that knows the West Coast, like the palm of their hands. But for the young guys, I mean, what is a good time of year that you would say when that stump nose comes into the bay?
Anything from November. You can start.
So
you'll get them now. But as soon as your temperature starts getting up and anything from November onwards.
So I know we normally go in Palm for prawn roundabout where the yachts are, where the boats are.
Yeah.
Still a good place to pump?
Still a good place. You can pump prawn right there where we fish by the jetty.
Okay.
You can pump your prawn there. It's still a good place.
Okay, so when you're speaking about the jetty, you're speaking about the Navy jetty where the boat is standing. So right of the jetty and left of the jetty is the inspector's office.
Yeah.
So you're getting good prawn there
Good
as
prawn
well.
to the right hand side,
Yeah.
you get good prawn there.
Okay, guys, please remember inspectors are quite active out in the West Coast, and permits are essential. It's part of our duty as anglers to make sure that we have permits. And if it's online and you backlinked with permit, please contact us at Rupert Cost and Customs. We'll be able to assist you now. All right, let's move on. So we spoke about Melissa. Melissa is Andro's daughter. She is fishing for, let's hear Melissa's story.
Melissa is also fishing for Langebaan, the club in the West Coast.
Yeah.
Melissa started fishing when she was youngster, like me. But she only got into the competitive side 2-3 years ago.
And she's fishing women's nationals, am I right?
Yeah, she's fishing women's nationals. She started off with school league nationals, the first one. And then this year she fished the under 16 for the under 16 national team for West Coast.
Okay.
And then she was invited by Zululand ladies.
Okay.
To come and fish in the ladies nationals for Zululand, where she actually did well. We didn't have a full team, but Melissa was the top Zululand angler for the whole tournament in the Zululand ladies.
So guys, I just want to tell you something. So Andro, this is something that I love hearing. So she's a young lady. She's about 16 years old.
Yeah, she's turning 17 now.
She's fished women's nationals in the Zululand tournament. She's done very well. And this is coming out of Langebaan Shore Angling's wings. Tell us a bit about your club.
Okay, our club has been coming along for a long time.
Okay.
We're not a huge club.
Right.
We if you take the clubs we're one of the smaller clubs in the West Coast.
Okay.
But we do have excellent anglers in the club.
Okay.
To give you a bit of really background on it, we got a lot of springbok anglers in the club, British anglers.
Okay.
On the FIP side and on the rock and surf side.
Okay.
So there's a lot of knowledge in the club.
Okay.
Like I said, we're a small club, so we're a small group of folks fishing.
Right.
And to know, if you want to know how well we are doing in the whole West Coast, in the whole West Coast League, when we go to a comp, we're like 10, 11 anglers.
Okay.
According to, and then you got to fish against clubs with 20, 30 owners on the same day.
Okay.
Langebaan came third in the whole season league.
Third, and what is the amount of roughly how many clubs in that West Coast League?
5, 6.
I don't think that's shabby at all. For being the smallest and still being, what did you say, third?
Third, yeah.
Meneer, dat is mos mooi.
No, saying lekker.
You know what? I'm loving it because, like they say, dynamite come in small packages. It just means as a small club, when you're fishing up against the clubs that's got more members, you guys have to work.
You can work hard.
So you know what? I'm loving it. So are you guys open to new members at Langebaan?
Open, more than welcome. Young, old.
Okay.
Especially if I can, from my side, I would love more gentlemen to join.
Okay.
But if I can get more ladies, more juniors to join.
So I just need to ask you something. You reside in Paul?
Yeah, I reside in Paul.
So your club meetings are held where?
In the West Coast, but we do it on Skype and all that stuff.
Okay, so lovely stuff. So anybody that wants to join doesn't have to stress that they've got to drive all the way to Langebaan for a meeting. You guys do your teams and Skypes and whatever. That's nice. So guys, I'm going to put in the description the details. But if anybody wants to join Langebaan Club, who do they contact? How do they can?
We can put in the description. I'll give you the email address that you can put in there, and I'll give my number.
Okay, guys, Andro is going to give you his personal number. We will put it in the description most definitely. Please, if you guys are interested in becoming competitive anglers, there's a lot to learn about.
But you know what? You can join the club as an angler, but you don't have to be competitive.
Yeah,
you can actually join the club to learn what more. There's no need for you to go for nationals and all. But if you're there to learn and meet some new people and ask questions, because there's nobody in the club that's going to tell you no, we're not wrong.
Okay, so you telling us that a guy that came to your home and you were showing him knots and all this type of thing. So for somebody to sit there for hours on end and really come to do knots and then making the Protea side, I mean that is a major accolade, eh? So I mean that's actually very well done to the guy, and those are the type of guys we need to recognize. Because if he was enthusiastic to learn, I'd like to learn a couple of tricks from him. But I mean, that's how the ladder goes. So if anybody's interested in joining a club, Langebaan Shore Anglers are open. So just as a matter of interest, as a club, you guys only come together to do your competitive angling for the day. For example, I know there's a province coming down now next month. So when you guys have your West Coast League, do you only fish West Coast, or do you guys come out of West Coast?
No, we come out of West Coast as well. We fish mostly West Coast, but remember West Coast we've got different areas in West Coast. So we've got specific. You're only allowed to fish a certain stretch.
Okay.
Of course, so we've got, for instance, Lapa, Vattenvlei, Langebaan, Titis Bay, and all those, and then we do the West Coast does one-way comp.
Okay.
Call it postal, and that we do in Straits Bay.
Okay, so I just want to ask you something. So, in your league or in your club, I know you guys are chasing the points. So, shark is inevitably that puts the most points on the board. Do you have guys that is maybe dedicated to edibles in the league as well? Like in your league?
That's where we started last year. Last year we started up because, like I said, you know our areas. So we incorporated Titis Bay onto the West Coast roster because that's an edible species. There's almost no sharks. Okay. So you're promoting the edible side
as well. So people that wants to join and love the West Coast, because I mean it's a beautiful part of the Western Cape. So I mean it's not just about catching shark; it's about edible as well. And then of course there's a mixture of both. If it is that you come into an area where you know you're going to target shark only, then for sure. So what I'd like to ask is, let's just move a little bit further quickly. So we spoke about stump nose on the West Coast. What is your other species? I'm talking about an edible that is caught along the West Coast. I'm talking about rock and surf.
Rock and surf, yeah.
Nothing to do with that.
Okay, let's we've done stumpies.
Yeah.
There's galjoen.
Okay.
There's steenbras.
Okay.
We get Cape Bream. I'm not allowed to call it what it's supposed to be called.
Okay.
We get shad.
What's Cape Bream? A Woti?
Woti.
As a Woti thought we call it. What is it? As what it is?
There's a lot. You get your steenbras, you get your shad, you get your cop, we get big cop. A cop of, I can't remember correctly, Enrico Lesh from Eden Court, I think it was 41 kilos.
In West Coast?
At West Coast, at Surferbay, at the Lapa. The Lapa is actually the Lapa that's a set between Dwarskerspos and Leiplek.
Okay.
So it was a little restaurant, whatever. Yes. If you guys are there, support them. They're like an awesome bunch of people.
What restaurant is that?
The Lapa. They call it the Lapa.
Okay, the Lapa.
Yeah, that's a little house there on the beach.
That's it, yeah.
So we call that the Lapa, but the whole area from Dwarskerspos up to Leiplek by the harbour wall. Yes. That we call Surferbay. That's Surferbay area.
Right.
So you can fish that whole area right in front of the Lapa. Great spot to fish.
But you're parking here and you're walking a bit over.
Yeah, but if you go to, there is entrances towards the beaches, but you'll see you can actually drive from, say, the second entrance that you get from Leiplek side.
Yes.
You take a left and you go in. You can drive all the way down to the pump house. You drive almost on the beach.
Okay. Is that allowed?
That's allowed.
Okay.
But from there onwards...
If we get into trouble, we come fish.
Yeah. But from there onwards, you don't drive. Okay. But what we as West Coast anglers do is we drive until the spot and then we stop walking. Okay. Because if you put 150 cars on one little road...
No, absolutely. But yeah. So the Lapa, I know, is well known for cob. Okay. So if I go to the Lapa and I say, I'm going to fish over here, and I say, Andro, what species am I going to target on? What is the most common? What is the best time? Give me baits. What can we do?
Okay. Cob for Lapa, or cob, let's say cob in the whole Surferbay area. Anything from October. That's not shade. You get winter cobby, but they're like scarce. West Coast bait wise for edibles and inedibles, except your galjoen and your steenbras. Mullet and more mullet and more mullet and more mullet.
Mullet is very prominent. Choker?
Choker works.
Sardine.
You're going to get barbel. Big barbel. You can get your currents. Big currents.
On choker?
On choker.
When you're saying mullet, are you talking about filleted, dead mullet, or live? Okay.
Dead mullet, yeah.
There you go, guys. You're running out to the West Coast. Between Leiplek and Dwarskerspos, we've got the area called the Lapa. There's a restaurant over there. Let's go and support as well. I think I'm going to take my wife down there. from October month, you say, well, October month the water starts changing, and then we doing most prominent bait you see is mullet.
Mullet.
Alright?
The thing is with the West Coast, that I don't understand, especially that area between, say, the Lapa area, is you're going to go fish there for a day. You're going to take the family, you're going to whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to go target your cocks. You're going to go target cobbies. But remember, you're going to catch, like they call it, junk fish for the oaks that only fish for edibles.
Yeah.
You're going to catch a lot of sandies. You're going to catch a lot of blue rays. You're going to catch a lot of eagles. You're going to catch peneye. You're going to catch smooth outs.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
there.
Okay.
So you're going to be busy the whole day.
Okay. Well, that's what we like.
Yeah.
Busy fishing, yeah, it becomes frustrated for the edible guys that catches non-eds, but in between that, you just don't know. And if you didn't catch an edible, then every now and then, must not lekker saai. If you optel, he takes you, he runs you, but your adrenaline pumps you, chickie. This is my personal best cob. Until then, oh, come to the sandy chick, bliksem. You know?
Yeah, the thing is, you land the fish. You can land the fish because it's not rocky area. It's beaches. There's rocky patches.
Yeah.
And your anglers will start knowing where to have a look for rocky patches and all that.
So the Lapa area is well known for cob.
Yeah.
Lekker, man.
Steenbras.
Steenbras as well. For Steenbras, your baits that you would use? Prawn, worm.
Prawn and worm. You can go for prawn and worm.
When you say worm, bloodworm, moonshine, coral worm.
Bloodworm, prawn. That would be my preferred baits there.
What size hook do you use are they for?
2-0.
2-0 for the Steenbras are they? And circle as well?
Jace. I prefer Jace for my
Steenbras.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I like a BKK inline. It's not a heavy close circle and you're able to pull a worm through it. But I must tell you, I fish 4-0 for Steenbras me.
You can go big. I know of gentlemen fishing West Coast more years than me. Fish up to 6-0.
For Steenbras. That's confidence.
That's specific with me that I'm talking about. He fishes Galjoen with a 4-0.
Galjoen?
He fishes Galjoen with a 4-0.
Okay, but he's looking for the big bliksems.
Yeah, he said if he can't swallow a 4, he doesn't want it.
Okay, lovely stuff. And that's I mean, the guys are catching that on the West Coast. Right? Yeah. So you know, I'm going to tell you something. If I ask you out of all your edible fish that you catch, what's your favorite fish to eat?
My favorite?
I'm talking about the ones you catch.
Yeah, the ones I catch all over. You really want to know? It does.
You want to know what's my favorite fish? Stump nose. I love a stump nose. You can give me that stump nose. You can leave the head on. We gut it. We scale it. I make a couple of slits on the side. I salt and pepper the crap out of it. I throw it into my oil and I fry it crispy. Squeeze my lemon juice and I eat them. And don't forget fresh bread with nice thin butter on it.
Exactly. That's why Galjoen. I love fishing for Galjoen. I love catching Galjoen.
Yeah.
I've been in so much trouble for letting Galjoen go in my lifetime. But I don't like the taste Galjoen. It's not for me.
Either.
People love it. I don't like it. So 90% of all the Galjoen that I catch, they get released.
Shad, elf.
You want to know? Okay, shad, elf. You get tiny shad, and you get proper shad.
No.
So what you looking for?
I'm looking for that manier.
Then you go to Langebaan. You go to Langebaan, you go fish Langebaan. The spots that I gave you for your stumps, go straight down there and start throwing bigger baits, chukka, sardine baits, mullet baits, and you'll nail them.
This is probably one of my favorite fish to catch, and I catch it on a 12-foot rod.
Yeah.
Because he's a bliksem, he's a predator, he's fast, it's a piranha, it's everything you want, and it gives a beautiful fight. What hook do you use for elf?
I use 6-0s. 6-0.
Meneer 6-0.
6-0, 7-0? J hooks.
Well, long shank there.
No, why long shank? You put a piece of wire at the back.
Wire at the back as well. 6-0, 7-0. Okay, so you're not making a joke when you're saying that there's bliksem of elf down there.
They're big. They're huge. I use, to give you a little, if you want to, if you take it to our side of angling where we use heads for baits for bigger sharks. We use those elf heads that they look like little yellowtail heads. They look like.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of blood in there.
Yeah, but if you take size wise, it's like a yellowtail head size. That's the size of the elf head.
Are you eating stuff? Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, and this is a promise you're going to make to me now. I want you to say, Ibi, the elf is looking good in Langebaan. Meet me there. I'm going to come through, man.
I'll make a promise here today. If the elf starts showing his head and it's good, I'll give you a shot and we get up
Guys,
there.
watch that video.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. But I'm take you up on that offer. I'm not going to say no way.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have diesel money, I'm going to sell my shoes or something. Just let's do a bit of tackle talk. Andre, I'm loving it. Thank you very much. Just to let you know, we've built some rods for your daughter. How's she doing with those rods and for yourself? Yeah. Still carrying on?
Still carrying on.
Happy with it?
Oh, yes.
Right.
Oh, yes, it is.
So what I'm going to do is I need to ask you this. Guys that are wanting to join Langebaan Shore Angling Club, if these guys join the club, do you guys have social days where you guys all meet up in the West Coast other than your comp days, and you may be putting your newer guys through training through the areas? Because remember, if I was to join the club and I'm not familiar with the area, I don't want to come the day in and you can say, right, listen, we're fishing this area today. And I'm checking, hey, where do I throw here? Where's the sloopy? Where's the hikey? Do you guys offer that bit of?
Yeah, we do social days.
Yeah.
We take the guys out. But normally what we do is we take them to let's call it a safe spot.
Right.
Not to actually push them too hard in the beginning.
Okay.
To teach them how to do certain traces and cast and all that. But what we do on comp days is, say for instance, you're new to Langebaan.
Yeah.
So now you're coming to the club, you're going to start fishing your first comp. You're fishing a place that you haven't been to, like Varkenvlei. I will take you as my partner for today.
Okay.
So you're going to go fish with me. So I'm going to show you exactly what I do, where I do what.
Okay.
The next comp, Maurice is going to take you.
Okay.
Also excellent edit. He's going to take you with him. So you're going to go fish with him. Different spots than I fish.
Okay.
So by the end of the season, you fished all the spots that's known to the anglers, and you'll be comfortable enough to go wherever you want. But you will always have an experienced angler with you until you tell the oaks, okay, I'm good to go.
Right. Okay, Andro, this is a little bit dusty now. So there's one thing I like to do. I like to give gifts. But the one thing that I like to do is open the gifts as well. All right. So I use, and we've got quite a bit of people. We've sold quite a bit of these, and they're very popular. You can adjust. This is what we call our little toxi bag. So it's a reef bag that you can sling on your side wherever you're standing, that you don't need to run back and forth. So you can put all your little goodies inside here. And obviously, we're very proud of our brand. And I must tell you guys, our brand has gone very strong nationally. We sell tackle that every other store has, but we've gone over and above with what we feel in our personal touch. So we're very big with our brand. Right, unfortunately, this auntie made a bit of a mistake, but the purple is alright. Let's just leave it like that. So what we did for you, I must say I like to open up my own gifts, right? We've given you 2 of our lanyards, right? Our lanyards are 2.7 millimeter nylon. It's got a aluminium carabiner clip on there, and very, very popular. So these are brilliant for reefs because you want to tie your knife, your scissors, whatever. Right? We've got 2 of those inside here. I'm going to put it here quickly. We've given you a little knife. It's an easy knife to use because you guys are a lot on the reef, so something that's on you and it fits perfect inside your GoPro hipster. GoPros, I hope you're watching this. Right? And because you're fishing and you need your little swivels and all those type of things, there's a little turtle shell box, right, that you can put your whatever it is over here. This is not when you're going to chase for shark, but when you're doing your stumpies and whatever it is. So we'd like to gift you with these.
Thank you.
Right?
You know what's going to happen to those?
I know Melissa's going to come to do it. So, Andro, this is just for us to say thank you very much. Andro's come in and supported us very strongly. We are part sponsoring his daughter Melissa, that's fishing into the Ladies Nationals, or at least the West Coast League. So we'd like you to hand this to her because we know it's going to go to her.
It's definitely going to go to her. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Mania, this is when I once again say thank you very much. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. And most of all, we thank you for sharing your knowledge. We know the anglers are very tight-lipped when it comes to a lot of things, but you've been very cool and easy about that. So very much thank you.
Thank you for having us. Right. I appreciate it.
And if there's anybody else from Langebaan or from your West Coast, I know it's a lot of buddies out there, and they'd like to come in here and share a bit of their own knowledge and life experiences, we're open to that as well.
I will shout them out to you. I will send them all down to you.
Yeah, no, there we go, man. Yeah, but thank you very much. Guys, from us at Hookit Cast and Customs, on the couch at Hookit, we'd like to say a huge thank you. Please give us a like, give us a follow. I don't know if you have any social media pages.
Facebook, we're on Facebook. You can find
What
us
is
there.
it's Langebaan Shore
Yeah.
Angling on Facebook. Go and give them a follow as well. Is there anybody you'd like to send a shout out to? Any message you'd like to give out to any of your club members?
The whole club. I can't really push onto one.
There we go.
And then little Melissa. Sorry you couldn't have joined us in this, but
Melissa, don't worry, we're gonna have on here. Andro, thanks very much, my bud.
thanks.
Guys, until the next one, please remember, no matter what life throws at us, watch our next podcast. A little bit of upliftment, something exciting coming. Thank you.